Hello everyone, and welcome to a new Stationeers tutorial series. It will also be a Let's Play series, but it will mostly be for teaching you how to start out on Stationeers. I'll be starting on the Montes Umbrum, excuse me for the mispronunciation. I will be doing it on Stationeer difficulty. You could do it on easy or normal if you'd like. Just know that Stationeers difficulty is for more advanced players. I will also just be doing a standard start to teach you properly on how to set up your first base in Stationeers on the moon. Let's get into it. As you're coming down in your landing pod, you'll touch down on the lunar surface. It will be a little bit dark, but soon the sun will rise above the Earth. What you can immediately do is press 3, then hold Alt, and then turn off your AC. It'll then say AC on, but it basically means that it's turned off, and if you click it again, it will turn it back on. I know it's a bit confusing, but this does save a lot of oxygen, so I recommend it. Your lander capsule will come with a cereal bar bag and a water bottle bag, which you can grab later. And in your right hand, you'll spawn in with 3 rolls of duct tape. This is for when your suit cracks and you need to repair it. Otherwise, you may die of asphyxiation. The yellow crate is one of the most important ones. This contains all of the resources you need to build your base. We landed right outside this big crater. We are not gonna build inside of it because, let's face it, it would barely get any sunlight. Instead, I'm gonna move our base to be on top of this small hill so that we get maximum amount of sunlight. Never mind, it's not a hill, it's just another small crater. Then I'll just place it over here. Cue the frame placing montage. This will be the pressurized part of your habitat. A 4x4 grid is all you need to set up basic utilities for your base. You can also come prepared with a jetpack. You can activate this and deactivate this using J. To go up and down, you can use Shift and Control. For the rest of the movement is just as regular walking, WASD. As for the tool belt, you will start with all the necessary tools you need, along with 50 cable coil. Your jetpack also has a plant canister that's filled with nitrogen, as it's a pressure-fueled jetpack. You'll also start with a medical pill in case of emergencies. You also come prepared with tablets for tracking your lander and any potential beacon you place. The network analyzer is to analyze power grids and such. The atmospheric analyzer is for, atmospherics, so you can check the atmospheric composition in both pipes and in rooms. This is the mining belt. You will need it for mining any ore. Comes equipped with a mining drill and a pickaxe. Pickaxe does not require power. It is very slow though. And the mining drill does require power, and it's much faster than the pickaxe. You also come prepared with 20 road flares in case you need to rapidly heat up the atmosphere inside your base. A portable solar panel for emergency battery charging, and here I place my duct tape. Moving on to the rest of the frames. I expanded the platform a little bit so that it has an operational outside area as well. These two frames and this 4x4 square will be pressurized. These two frames will be the airlock. And for the rest, all of it will be external. I'll now give you a visual representation of what I just explained. Okay, stop the welding montage a bit. It appears that my lungs have been damaged due to the hot gases. I suggest for when you are welding for long periods of time that you do turn on your AC. That way you won't get lung damage. Because even though it's very little pressure, it can still be very dangerous. As you can see, my lungs have been severely damaged. And that is because the temperature in my suit has increased pretty dangerously. You can fix lung damage with the pill in your jetpack. But for now I'm not going to do that, as it would be a waste for potential emergencies. Moving on to the next subject. This is the base layout I've built. As you can see, the 4x4 grid will be pressurized. This will be the airlock. And this will be an outside area. Now on to placing the walls. You won't need to place them exactly as I did, because I will be kind of styling it. What I do suggest is that you have an area to grow your plants. Like so. Because the sun rises over there and sets over there. So the optimal placement for your plants would be right over here. Now to place the walls correctly so that they don't obstruct any other structures you plan on placing here, you should place them like this so that the outside area faces towards the outside. Yes, I know that is quite logical, but better that I repeat it before anybody messes it up on accident. I did not mean to place a window over here. To deconstruct the wall, you can use the angle grinder if you ever misplace it. You can then pick it back up and just place it like normal. And to cycle through wall types, you can use your scroll wheel on your mouse. If you don't have a mouse, just use your mouse pad. If you're playing on a laptop, that is. Otherwise, I just recommend that you get one. Now I will quit yapping for a bit and just put on a wall placement montage. If you run out of walls, don't worry. Your construction supplies come paired with 2 stacks of wall kits. Now back onto the wall placement. After you're done placing your walls, you can put your remaining wall kits back into this construction supplies. Great. Then you need to start filling in all of the wall kits with iron sheets. Always double check that you've placed them everywhere. You can also do this from the outside, because that is much more overseeable. After you've confirmed that you indeed placed all of your wall kits, you can then proceed to the next step. For that, you'll need to go back to your lander. If you are lost in the dark, grab your tablet, put in the tracker cartridge, and turn on your tablet. Then scroll until you find the lander Mark II. You can then walk into the direction of the arrow and find your lander. This is the electrical supplies kit. We will need this along with another kit, which is the airlock supplies kit. Well, it's not a kit, it's a crate. If you time it right, you can grab 2 crates at once, and then bring those over to your base. Once you have located your base, you can then drop both crates. Make sure they are facing the right way. And begin the next phase, which is assembling your airlock. For this I will use composite doors. These are the easiest and least resource expensive ones that you can make. And that you can of course automate. Because the airlock process will be automated. I just realized that I placed the door in the middle of nowhere. I do not know why I did this. Don't ask in the comments. Now to continue this process, you'll first need to place in all of your windows. For that, go to your construction supplies kit and grab your glass sheets. Then go into your base and start placing in the windows. Once your character gets thirsty, you can either wait until you have placed in all of your windows and pressurize your base, or you could risk it for the biscuit. Open your helmet real quick and take a sip. Either of those work. After placing in all of your windows, you can continue the building process of your airlock. For that, you'll need to place an active vent on the inside of the airlock and a passive vent on the outside of the airlock. The area power control can then be placed like this, for easy access. This will be the power control for the airlock. For the base, you can place it right here. You can then connect these via cable coil. It's not placed. Oh, good. I'll do that. So, where's my glad sheets? Right here. And that's why I always check. Should probably also get my construction supplies right here, because I am going to need those again. Because the doors need to be constructed. To construct the doors, grab your welding torch, turn it on, and weld. Then turn your welding torch back off, and grab the glass sheets. Then also grab your crowbar and assemble the doors. You can then use the labeler to label your doors. You can label it anything you want. For the educational purposes of this video, we'll just name it outside door, inside door. And then you are done with that step. Grab a battery from your electronic supplies. Open the area power control with a crowbar and place in the battery. Then proceed to connect up all of the components of your airlock. Some components have two ports, one for data connections and one for power. Seeing that the airlock is a data-driven system, connect both ports with wires. If you hear your character panting, that means it is taking damage slowly. This can be due to dehydration or to hunger. This is your health bar. This is your hunger bar and this is your thirst. As you can see, my character is severely dehydrated. Now my base is not pressurized yet, so I'm going to have to deal with that later. After you hooked up everything in your airlock, you can grab the data disk to then configure it. To turn on the power, simply flip the switch. Then select the right things. You do not want the inside door to be the exterior, set as exterior, and the outside to be set as interior. I've made that mistake before. It is very costly. After you've done that, you can remove the data disk, and now your airlock is fully functional. You can then go and collect oxides. Oxide is an ice type. This is water ice. Oxide is a deeper blue, not to be confused with cobalt blue. You can see this is oxide. It will also say that once you equip your mining belts, you can do that by swapping your mining belt with your tool belt. This makes the ices and ores you collect automatically gather in your mining belt. After you're done collecting oxide, you can then walk back to your base. You can then cycle the airlock, do one last check to make sure all your windows are in place. For dropping the oxide. Now, oxide won't melt on its own. You will need to help it a little bit. To do this, re-equip your tool belt, grab your... Never mind, it's already melting. This is due to the sunlight. The sun is heating up the oxide, making it melt. Once the pressure reaches about 25 kilopascals, it will be safe for you to open your helmet. You can see it reached 35, meaning that I can go select my helmet. I can also do this by pressing 1. Unlock it, then open it. If you do this in a safe pressurized environment, you can then drink water. And of course, eat food. In a pressurized environment, the suit is not necessarily needed. You can just walk around. You can even take your uniform off. Run around in your underwear. But that's not very efficient, so let's move on. Now that we have a pressurized habitat, we can move in all the crates and tanks. Make sure your helmet is closed after you enter the airlock. Make sure the air systems are on and that your AC is not accidentally turned on. Because if it is wasting oxygen. Of course, your oxygen tank can be refilled by running it through an filtration machine that filters out the oxygen out of the oxide. Because oxide is not 100% oxygen, it's a mix of mostly oxygen and a little bit of nitrogen. For the 3 tanks, you have a water tank, an oxygen tank, and a fuel tank. The fuel tank is always stored at the top. These are survival supplies. They are vital to start out on your planet of choosing, which is for us the moon. These are hydroponic supplies. They are vital for growing crops, just like Mark Watney from The Martian. That should be all of your supply kits. You can then move those to your habitat. The method I use to move my crates inside is what I call the Greg method. But My best friend Greg taught it to me. Shout out to Greg. I'll show his YouTube on screen, I guess. Yeah. Do this method. Place the handle close to the window. Grab it and then quickly point your camera towards the inside of the base. Like this. You can also do this with tanks, but it's a little bit more tedious. Especially the fuel tank. Now I need to grab the water tank, move that inside. And lastly, the fuel tank. I'll also grab the food and water from my lander capsule. If you play with multiple people, they will all get these food and water bags. Make sure to grab all of those. Especially on planets like Mars or Europa, which is the moon of Jupiter. Because there it can get very stormy. You can see a lot of gas particles. Don't worry, that's normal. That happens sometimes. Doesn't automatically mean that there's a leak in your base. Also, if you have any ground clipping into your floor, you can equip your pickaxe and simply remove it. Now, during the night, I am just going to sort of our situation. The supplies you start with give you a wide variety of power sources to choose from. It includes a solar panel, solid fuel generator, which runs on coal, but also, let's see, where is it? Probably just here. Yeah. Portable generator package, which runs on this fuel. Let's go set that up. Solar panel, you can either make it face that way, this way, or just flat. I think it's best if, for now, we make it flat. That way it gets the maximum amount of power output. For now. In the future we will make better solar panels. Portable generator, you can just place that like this. No, that's the solid base. This is the portable generator. This one comes with a portable connector. Portable power connector, I think it's called. You'll need to use your wrench to attach it. Solar panel will need a glass sheet. That is the case for all solar panels. I'm here making a cable that connects all of the power sources to the input of the base central power control. Now we have finished that. Now you never need to really pressurize the airlock because the power is gonna end up in the base anyways. But for depressurizing it, yes, cycle it fully. Otherwise you're losing gas to the harsh environment of the moon. Now that we have set up power, it's time to set up the other things that we need, like the autolay. This is the most basic crafter, but it's also the most important. Also, when you are in your base, you can just open your helmet unless the air is toxic. That's the network analyzer, not atmospheric analyzer. You can see there is a little bit of pollutant in here. You're gonna want to filter that out eventually. So to start, you need to weld in sheets, then use some cable coil, then weld in plastic sheets.
Temperature critical.
And when I say sheets, I just mean iron sheets. Then to finish construction, use a screwdriver. The arc furnace, you can place that outside. Don't place it inside the base. Trust me, bad idea. Bad idea. This is the furnishing supply kit. That these container mounts. You do not need to use those. Trust me. It's best to just place them indoors. That comes with a microwave that you get put on this power table. And voila, comes with the cereal bar bag, no box, water bottle package, and another cereal bar box. Does not come with two water bottles because you can just refill the water. You can sort your stuff into this bucket. Doing the egg. The first 5 legs, you can use to have chickens in your base. I've never come to that, because that's dying before. Now we have to take off cattle. But it's early on in the game. Not hard to get more fertilized eggs. Basically, never been able to decide. After you actually have much space, you can refill. Don't think of that yet, otherwise all the items are fine. You can set this up right here to charge your batteries. Quite useful. I'll now show you how to set up dark furnace. And I'll, in the meantime, fix the solar panel. Just place one glass sheet on it and done. The arc furnace. So make sure to turn on air infiltration. Otherwise, you'll die. Simply put, death. Make sure it is connected to the output of the area power control, not the inputs, otherwise it will not get any power. It will just not function at all. I place it like this so that the output goes directly into the base, because that's most efficient. Yes, it does block the plant a little bit. But they'll get enough light. It will be fine. Soon this will start generating electricity. In the meantime, you can use the portable generator. And you can go mining. First things you'll need are iron and copper. This is gold, you also need gold. If it's coal, you'll need it for the solid fuel generator. Also to craft steel. Steel is basically in this game iron, but better. The dark patches indicate more coal. So if you see one of those, it means that there's coal there. This is copper. One of the resources we need. Ores in this game stack up to 50. This color indicates more copper. I do not know how to describe it, it's bluish green. We then need to find iron. And this is iron. You will need it for a lot of things. Almost everything. So make sure to get as much as you can get your grubby little hands on. I'm also going to get some extra oxide to keep pressurizing the base. Remember, lower pressures heat up faster, higher pressures heat up slower. Unless the pressure is caused by an explosion, then it will just be very hot. This is silicon, it's used for glass and plastic. This is nickel, only used in making ingots. You will need it later on. Iron, copper, and gold all have different smelt times. Iron being fastest, gold being the slowest. Copper is in the middle, but still slow. So first, smelt all your iron before you smelt anything else.
Hydration critical.
Once you finish a water bottle, it will be empty until you fill it again. Filling can be done with a water bottle filler. Yes, it is literally called that. Don't question why. And the iron is done. Nice. First. Keep going. Oxygen tank is getting quite low, so I'm going to refill it. You can do that by putting it in this little area on the oxygen tank. So if your waste tank is full, you can click on it and then open it, probably in your base, so that you can reuse all the carbon dioxide for your plants. And if you're wondering, this is volatile ice, which is the explosive compound in fuel. This is nitrite, which contains nitrogen and nitrous oxide. Also, last time I checked, you do not get anything back from deconstructing the lander capsule and Mark II lander. Let me test that theory. As you can see, you do not get anything back from it. Probably is the fastest way to collect all your crates. And no, you cannot use those to get back off the planet or moon you're on. You're permanently stuck on the place you landed on. Until you die. I'm now smelting my last bit of iron, and then I'll start smelting the gold. I hope my mic is not being awfully shitty. That would really suck if it was. Yeah. Right. Now the copper is smelting. As you can see, copper takes a while to smelt, but taking the button again actually ejects the smelted copper. And you can click it again. I feel like my base is not fully pressurized yet. Drop some more oxide. And my guy is 30 again. Using an arc furnace can use up a lot of battery. Because it's pretty power intense. So keep an eye on your power supply. Also, if your suit battery is ever empty, just swap it in for the add-up battery. Problem solved. Now the last thing I need to smelt. Gold. Now the ejected a little bit of gold. No, that's because power died. Time to teach you how to use solid fuel jacket. Simply put in some coal, turn it on, and boom, all your systems work again. battery should charge up fairly quickly. If you have both iron, copper, gold, you can start making the other printers, like the electronics printer, which you will need to make all your electronic devices. So I now hearing that my voice is getting a little bit raspy, I'm gonna go drink some water. I'll be right back. I have returned. Now my voice is no longer raspy. I do remind the viewer to stay hydrated. Anyways, the electron printer is 34 done. And it's done. Now a hydraulic pipe printer. Second printer you'll need. And it will be very useful. That is draining quickly, dear God. The sun has risen. And that's very bright. Don't look directly at it, it will hurt your eyes. In game 2, in game 2. Yeah, iron sheets. And soon I'll need plastic sheets, but first, get the coil. Also make sure, once you're done welding, always turn it off. Otherwise you're wasting welding gas, which is precious. You don't want to waste those. Otherwise you're gonna have to make new fuel for it. And you can't do that if you don't have welding gas. Funny how that works, right? I might be able to see from here how much the solar panel is generating. It's starting to generate some power, but not enough. Not enough. This one too. Iron sheets. Well,
Temperature high. Toxin detected.
well,
Temperature high. Toxin detected.
there's toxins in the atmosphere, which means there's too much pollutants. If that's the case, grab the portable air scrubber kit, set it up like this, and then turn it on. Also set up your hydroponics. Do this, place portable connector, and then grab your water tank. Place the tank onto the connector. Grab your wrench, wrench it on tight. Water pipe. Hydroponics tray. Then you can grab some potatoes and wheat. It will then start growing if you have water, decent pressure and decent temperature and decent temperature composition, which we all have in this base. So congrats if you have followed through. But your base can now support plant life. As you can see here, the plants are slowly converting that carbon dioxide from your base into oxygen. Well, we're probably gonna need a lot more plants than that. But I will. Also note that continuous solar exposure will slowly heat up your base to unsustainable temperatures. But cooling systems I will cover in the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you learned something, please like the video, subscribe. I will continue this series. Sadly, this series on my old channel I will not continue. In the next video I'll set up a cooling system, furnace, and also better power generation. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment on what I can build in this world. And peace. Florida! Dang it. Ow.
Really?